Reysha, welcome to What Happened Last Night. I'm going to give like a total intro because I've prepared my speech about you, which I love you, by the way, and I'm so happy you came on. Like, I love your music. I love the visuals, and it just like excites me that like other Indian girls are out there doing cool shit like this. So I'm happy you came, and I also think it's funny that we met before. In your living room, and I had no idea it was you.
There you go.
I know. I was like at a session with Dex, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend's Indian," and I was like, "Oh," and then I met you for like 5 seconds, and then like a month later, I saw your music, and I was like, "Wait, is that the same girl?" And then it like all
living a double life.
Okay. Reysha hopes her music makes people want to channel their inner rage while they shake their asses. She calls this cyber pop. Her Instagram bio once read slut pop, I believe.
But angrier, yes.
But slut pop, but angrier. Yeah, I love that. Which now reads electronic sex music. She used to make music under a different moniker, but took the time during COVID to shape her new sound and new alter ego. Her songs are quote-unquote energizing, sex-stripping, dance electronic anthems to angsty industrial production, which she makes with her boyfriend. Can I say that? Yeah. Producing partner, Dex. I've actually been in her house before, briefly said hi, because I was making music with Dex, so I didn't put the pieces until later. But now I'm so excited to have her on, and I honestly am stoked to get to know you, really, for the first time. So,
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Also, this, like, sentence, like, energizing, sex-stripping dance electronic anthems. Did you write that?
Either I did or my publicist did, like, or some sort of brainstorm
on
there.
Point. It's like so on point. Okay, is this like one of like your first kind of main in-depth interviews? Because I kind of tried to look and I don't know, I couldn't find like meat about you and your past.
Yeah, this is my first thing like this.
Oh my god, yay!
I know, I'm excited.
Okay, cool. Okay, so take me back to like the beginning, like how you started, where you grew up, and all of that.
Beginning. I'm born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Went through college there. I graduated from college. I've gone to grad school. I was not on a path for music or especially artistry for most of my life. It wasn't until I crossed paths with Dex that he's the one that really got me thinking about the idea of even just recording music, first as covers and then kind of slowly pushing me to think about making my own music. So that was probably like, I want to say like 2016 time.
So like recently.
Yeah.
Recently. So like when you grew up are your parents Indian, both of them?
Yep, South Indian.
So then they came from India.
Yeah, my dad came in 81 and my mom came like early 90s, I think.
How was that for you, like growing up in Minneapolis as like an Indian girl? Was there any like weirdness or was it just like kind of normal?
Yeah, it's changed a lot where it is now from where it was when I was growing up. I feel firm in like, I feel like I was the last year in school and just like in the South Asian or Indian community of like, there really wasn't that many of us around. Like I had a graduating high school class of 820 and there were 11 brown people, but that's like Middle Eastern, like just brown looking. Yeah. But the grade below me, like there were so many more just Indian and South Indian folks. So I feel like there was a huge shift, like right after my pool kind of went through. So it's changed a lot in a really good way. I mean, I think that I didn't have too many Indian friends growing up. I have like one childhood friend who's South Indian as well she's just been my ride or die since like 3rd grade. So I think since moving out here and just like kind of getting into the scene here, I've met more South Asian folks, but it's still like a budding community.
Yeah, totally. Well, so you said when you and Dex started making music together in like 2016. So the early years of you growing up and before I guess college and all of that, what were you doing if you weren't doing music?
I was like music wise, I grew up singing like Carnatic music. Okay. I took lessons for a while, but I fucking sucked. I don't know if I can swear, but I sucked.
Yeah, you can fucking say whatever you want. What happened?
I did that, and then I transitioned into more like Western music, like high school. I did a lot of like Italian and German arias. Like I did that kind of choral stuff. Dabbled in the musical theater world, always in the background. And I did a cappella in college, so that's where I kind of got some experience doing like solos.
Where did you go to college? In Minneapolis?
University of Minnesota, yeah. Okay. Yep, in Minneapolis.
Okay, cool.
And I was studying psychology and social work.
Oh, holy shit.
So, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, so you're studying psychology, you're like in college, and then what made LA happen?
I have always been, outside of even like wanting to do music, I just always wanted to either be in New York or in LA.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I can't even remember why that one started, but I would like in middle school be like on whatever Zillow was at that time, like looking at $5,000 a month like studio flats in Manhattan, which is like, why would I do that? But I've just always wanted to like live in a city, I think, like this. And LA has the industrial feeling that Minneapolis has. So I like that about here, and obviously New York does too. But yeah, I mean, I think that when I graduated grad school, it just felt like the right pivoting time of, there's probably not going to be a better time even in other career paths where like it would make sense to relocate. And we were between LA and Nashville at that time.
Okay.
Just as the two larger like music hubs.
We meaning like you?
Dex and I, yeah.
Wait, so you guys met like back in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, tell me how you guys met. And first of all, like, are your parents very Indian? Like, do they care if you're like dating a white dude and all that?
No, they really, I mean, since like, I don't know, maybe like 5, I've been so, I don't know where I got all these opinions, but like I knew I did not want an arranged marriage. I knew that I wanted to just like decide for myself. Yeah. And my parents were always like, cool, like just don't fuck things up. Like do what you want.
I love that because I feel like there's such a big stereotype around families, especially South Asian families, like not allowing kids to go be themselves or live their dreams or do whatever they want to do in their life. Yeah, and it's actually like quite the opposite. I feel like with me and a lot of my friends, like we all have such like awesome progressive families who are like partying with us. And,
well, my parents don't do that much, but
oh, mine do.
That's fucking awesome. They're very supportive of me doing what I want to do, so long as like my bills are paid. So like whatever, if that comes from music, fantastic. If it comes from other things, fantastic. Just wanting me to be able to like stand on my own two feet has always been I think the main thing.
Okay, so tell me, is Dex like your like one like the love of your life basically since that time? It's been so long.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, we started dating on December 30th, and then New Year's Eve happened. Well, I asked him if I could be his girlfriend, or I said like, "Am I your girlfriend now?"
Oh my god, that's how you ask, "Am I your girlfriend?"
And the answer was yes to that. But then the next day was New Year's Eve, and my brother was visiting from, I think, Nashville or New York at the time, and we got like really, really wasted. And then I was
that's
like,
how all good romance.
I know. I was in the Uber
really,
going,
really wasted.
Seriously, in the Uber going somewhere, really drunk, leaving Dex a voicemail like, "I want to be with you forever." Like less than 24 hours later, that was where I was at. So I've always, been in it.
Was he always doing like? So do you feel like the music you're making now is like definitely a product of you and him, or were you kind of on that path towards this like electronic thing at that time?
No, I've bounced in like almost all genres, I would say. And that has been so guided and facilitated by Dex. I'm always the one that's able to make like the decision of what I want to do, but he has really in a really pivotal way, like challenged me always just to think a little more outside the box and just try, no matter what I end up doing or like releasing, just there's no harm in trying something new. So I feel like it always is very much so like a partnership. Like the Reysha stuff is all both of us.
I love that
as the core. It's nice to have someone that's like as emotionally invested, not just in like the music, but the things outside of it too.
Is it weird like being in a relationship with someone that you're making music with heavily? Is that ever get like, I don't know, sticky at some point?
It definitely has.
And you guys live together.
Yeah.
That's
we lived in a 300 square foot studio apartment when COVID happened.
Oh my
but
God.
That was like the best year that I think I've had in LA. It was really fun to live in that little dinky studio.
Oh my God, it is.
But yes, it's been growing pains of like now it's so smooth, so easy, so just free form having the multiple relationships that we do. But it's been a journey to get there, mostly on my part of like, how do I find the balance? And we were doing distance while he was in Minneapolis and I was in Chicago for grad school. So figuring out how does music even fall into life at that point was a lot of, again, just like adjustments there. But he's always been really good about having that balance of like, we can argue in music and not let that come into the relationship or vice versa. And now it feels very, very like natural to do too.
Yeah. Do you ever like I mean, I feel like the music you make is it's like exploring so many different sides of like just, I mean, like you even said, like rage and then really sexual and then really all these different, like very, does he ever like be like, why is this what you're thinking? Like, is your personality actually like that in real life? Or is it just this like,
I definitely have like a trashy mouth, but I am certainly a prude, I would say, in comparison to the shit that we write. But like we write the most like explicit things when it's just him and I together, like just bouncing ideas off of each other.
That's so funny. Like I've been in your kitchen in that studio, so I can just imagine you guys like chilling.
Doing something. Yeah, we'll grab so many lines just from like TV shows we watch or movies or like interviews that we'll watch and like most people do, just kind of compiling that list on your notes app.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do that. I mean, we both are really, I'm really into Cobra as like a dance electronic pop artist. And she said at one point in one of the few interviews she's done that she goes on Urban Dictionary and just like finds things.
Yeah.
So I started doing that and it's really fun. It's really fun to just, go on there and see whatever kind of rhymes with things.
Okay, so after Chicago, then you guys came to LA. Mm-hmm. So when you first got here, like what was your like initial, like for someone new, like if I just moved to LA and I wanted to do music, like what did you do to kind of get in this game?
What did I do? I don't know, because 6 months after COVID hit.
Oh shit, it was that close to COVID. Oh,
yeah, wow. I got here September 2019 and then the shutdown happened like March 20th or something.
Oh my God, wow.
So, and I didn't do anything for those first 6 months of just like figuring out the Hollywood neighborhood and figuring out the resident homeless folks and like what the times were to be around them and whatnot.
So wait, during COVID, you guys musically kind of like really started packaging.
But it's been that like it was random shit until probably like 2021 of just taking a pause. And also like I think at that point, maybe early in the pandemic, I was still very much so wanting to focus on like D'Angelo type R&B, which like kind of fits, but also like doesn't really, especially with my personality. But the Reysha stuff really started developing in like 2021. Just with like me listening to different types of music too and being more open to like exploring different sounds.
I love that. But so this like kind of like grungy dance industrial vibe, is that like the type of music you listen to on the daily, or is it like...
Yeah, I'm driving to work at like 7 a.m.
Oh my God. Like... I love it. I seriously like, I just all your packaging and everything, how you're doing it. I think it's so cool. Like if any of you haven't heard her music, like you have to, because it's dope. Do you feel like the whole identity of being an Indian girl has really even been a part of your storyline for yourself at all?
It's interesting. Like I tried, obviously like it's always going to be a main part of my identity, but like, I feel like I land again, like in this weird pool of like, I didn't have that much like exposure or community for a very long time. So my identity was very much so just like, what are my interests? And like, not really having a home base with, I guess, like the South Indian like heritage to lean on. Like I understand my mother tongue like 100% when people are talking to me, but I don't speak it back because I was always super embarrassed of making mistakes.
Yeah.
And then I think that was also, not always a bad thing growing up of like, cool, my kid like speaks fucking amazing English, right? Like, and like no accent and like she fits in at school without needing to lean on people.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was going with that answer.
No, but I get it. I mean, I feel the same way. Like, I grew up here. I was born in India, but I grew up here. And, like, obviously I do Indian things and but I don't have, like, this big, like, Desi connection. Yeah. And then I lived in India for 4 years. So that was, like, wild, though, because it was the first time I was around people that looked like me constantly all day. Yeah. And it was when I was like, oh shit, I'm American as fuck here.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I'm like the American girl in India and the Indian girl in America. Totally. And I was like, oh my God, where does this fit in?
They make you know that too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think with me, I don't know if it's like, I mean, my team and I, we talk about it all the time. Like it's kind of, you're doing something that's so different for a girl who looks like you to be doing that. And that's so important, but it's almost like you just doing it is speaks louder than everything.
I hope so. That's like, I think that's the goal of like, if I'm going to represent something in the South Asian community, I want it to be that like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And none of that detracts from being South Asian because you just simply are.
Yeah. Yeah, so what are you like? Okay, I'm assuming, and I'm just kind of putting myself in like your family's shoes,
Yeah.
and they listen to all the music, and they're like, do they love it?
It's so
Like,
fun.
what's your mom's reaction?
My mom fucking loves the electronic sex. I don't think she knows what I'm saying,
Yeah,
but like she loves it. She loves the production. Like she loves it.
I mean, I can just like imagine her like driving in her car,
Yeah.
like being like, "This is my daughter."
Yeah. Oh no. She like yeah. She sends the music to like her coworker. She works in elementary school and like sends it to all of her coworkers. Like,
Oh my god.
I know. I went to a family gathering in Kansas City where my dad's side of the family lives in like June, I think. And that family was like, sing us something. And I'm like, I don't think my music is for the family.
For the
gathering.
family.
Like, I don't really know. And I don't know how to sing that a cappella.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really singing anymore.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting when like wholesome settings want you to
Do something
to show that
Oh
side
my
of
God,
you.
that's
And it's
so
really
funny.
not.
I mean, I think honestly it'd be dope in like a So Far Sounds type of situation if you guys made it that way and just like
Yeah.
switch the whole room up. But I totally get it at like a family, like an anniversary party.
Yeah, it was like the death anniversary of my grandma.
Oh
so it's
my
like, why?
God.
I sang a song called Die For You, which is like, why did I do that? But it's the only one that I'm like singing in lately.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Where are you pulling all these ideas for all these lyrics other than just like random, like when you guys are watching shows and stuff? Are you pulling? Because I mean, it's kind of, I feel like asking a songwriter like where you're writing your songs from. Are they stories of like your life or like where is all this coming from, Reysha?
I know I feel like at this point, no, it's usually not. I think I flop sessions the most when I'm trying to like pull, sounds weird, like genuine, like like heavy things going on in my life. Like
Yeah.
I can't, it's so hard for me to write about it. I think I like just overanalyze too much at that point, which is why I'd like the electronic sex music is so easy and fun to make. Cause it's like, I'll ask you this question later, but like I don't have an inner monologue. Like I don't talk to myself.
Yeah.
I'll ask you now, like, do you like hear your voice when you like, do you talk to yourself?
I think I do. I think everyone
I think most people do.
I don't know if
like,
I
I
hear
don't,
my voice. I think it's just, I don't fucking know. That's a heady
you know what I'm
question.
talking about? Like you like, yeah, right. Like I don't have that. I like only see pictures in my head. So
Oh my
like I
God,
ruminate on
whoa.
everything, but like when I'm writing in general now, it's like, what's the picture and like how
Yeah.
detailed can I make that picture in my head? Cause that's like the snapshot that I'll be writing about. But then when it's on like heavy things, it's like, I don't want to just like think about this like really emotional image in my head.
Yeah.
But I would say like 90% of the things I write about now at this point are either just like, again, phrases or images or like things that people around me are saying.
Yeah. What's one of like the biggest struggles you feel like you've had since you've started with your music, like trying to get it out there?
Trying to get it out there is the hardest thing. Like
I
I fucking like I really don't like releasing music.
Me too. It's the worst day.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, I know, and
like-
everybody feels the same. But like, why don't like should like make that very known? You know
Yeah.
that like it sucks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that I think that's probably the hardest part of ruminating
Yeah.
on that. Of like, you try not to think about numbers, you try not to like compare yourself, but like it's also a natural thing that you do.
Yeah.
Which is why like very recently I took a pivot in my release plan and have been releasing a single every 2 weeks.
No, and I love that. I think that's what you should be doing. It's awesome.
Yeah,
And you
it's-
have like a boyfriend, beat maker, awesome producer like that is in your house with you.
Yeah, it's
at your disposal.
It'd be very hard, I think, to do without that kind of dynamic. But yeah, I mean, the intention is like for my own well-being of like, why would I do this if like, I hate the actual like sharing it with people part.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to address that. So then I just redirect, and the 2 weeks thing is like,
Yeah.
I can't think about, there's no point in thinking about the song I released last week when this week I have to think about like, what am I going to do for the song releasing next week?
No, I get it. I get it. Do you think what's your biggest goal, I guess? Like if you what you want next out of your music, but what's like if you could have everything you wanted, what would that look like? Do you think?
Freedom to like just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like creatively. And I don't know what that looks like financially, I don't aspire to like a large house or like
Yeah.
a specific car. Like material things like really don't do it for me. So it's more of like the end goal, the ideal goal is having enough money to have a ranch where we can have as many animals as we want that are like medically alerted that otherwise wouldn't maybe get rehomed.
Oh,
so
I love that.
That's the ultimate goal.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, so for like that one Indian girl out there, or even actually any girl or any boy, what would be something you would want to tell them that you wish you knew back then when you wanted to do music and you knew you wanted to do this?
You just got to keep going at it. Like sessions themselves are so hard to figure out, and like working through the mindset of like, I'm too embarrassed to like say my idea out loud or like sing something that I don't actually know if it sounds good.
Yeah.
You just got to keep doing it. Like it really is just like a 10,000 hour type thing of like, do it and you'll get comfortable, and like everybody's ideas suck, but like that's the point.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can make anything out of anything.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, as saturated as the world is, like everyone and their mom is like an artist, and you're like, what's the value here, though?
Yeah.
But I think just by being different and where you're from, and not being really put in a place in pop culture to be seen, on just in pop culture in general, and movies and in film and commercials and whatever, I think like any lanes that us Indian kids get to be creative and do that for a living is so important, just to further the like, because most of us are forced to be doctors or engineers or whatever, and I think it's a big internal thing that we're not, I guess, being encouraged to go into a creative space in the beginning. And I think that is like a big source. So I think everything you're doing is fucking awesome. And some girl who wants to make like electronic sex music is going to look at you and be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do rapid fire.
Okay.
So it was hard for you because like a lot of like the what happened last night thing is talking about like dating and being single.
I know.
But you're so not single.
I know. I know.
But if you were single, how about that?
Yes.
What are like your top three?
Hey, I love flirting.
Is Dex okay with that?
He's so confident and comfortable. He doesn't give a fuck, man. And I mean, that was one of like the main things that I told him early on of like, if you have a problem with me flirting with anyone, like, this isn't going to work, because I love that about myself. I love that I can do that.
I love that about you now. That's
platonic
awesome.
Flirting, you know, like you're hot flirting, like all of it is very fun.
Yeah. Like, were you, well, this is actually like a whole other question, but do you think you were like very like, I mean, I feel like your music is sex, so I'm like going to ask you a sex question.
Yes.
Were you very like experiential and just like going for it, like as you grew up, or were you just kind of sex and monogamous?
So. Yeah, no, but it's like, I feel just very comfortable and free and like empowered to do what I want.
Yeah.
In this relationship, but just in general. But no, I'm fucking prude, man. Like the music is fun. Like it's like what I see myself in when I'm like making the song.
Yeah.
And it's fun to live up to that in the visuals and to like let myself go there now, because I believe myself a lot more like at my age and where I'm at with my artistry.
Yeah. That I believe myself a lot more.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Top 3 red flags in a man.
Oh God.
Mine is like, if they have an Android, like I'm out.
Okay. Well, if they're shorter than me, for sure can't work. If they, I don't like baby faces. I like facial hair. So that would be something that I go for. And if they're really into sports, I don't know. I don't do the macho man thing. I really don't fuck with it.
Like, I'm like sitting Sunday football.
Yeah, no, I'm very much so like the mysterious, like something's happened, like you're quiet, I want to pull it out of you. It's like a green flag.
Okay. Last thing you Googled.
Oh God, probably Probably Rotten Tomatoes of some movie that I wanted to watch.
Rotten Tomatoes still exists?
Rotten Tomatoes is the exclusive way that I watch something. Yes, it is the movie and TV show Bible.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, rom-com girl or thriller girl?
Thriller, psychological thriller, 100%.
You probably have so many song ideas out of that
So many. And it's so hard to find a movie to watch these days.
What's like the perfect date spot for you and Dex? Like the perfect day?
Dark, in bed, watching a psychological thriller with either Taco Bell or Domino's.
Oh my God, you're like, no outside, no like.
I pay so much to live here. Why would I leave? Like, I'm going to stay in my house.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, so we're going to do the What Happened Last Night game. So basically, at the end of my podcast, guests get to tell me, like, a story of what happened last night. It can be, like, fake or it can be true, and I have to guess if it's real or not.
Okay.
So
I have something, but again, the preface is that it probably didn't happen last night. But you can decide if it happened, if it's true or not. So it's New Year's. I'm at a house party. It is approaching midnight, and there's a guy that I'm going to have my New Year's kiss with, and I sit on this person's lap, and we kiss, and then we look at each other, and then he projectile vomits, and I stare at him, and I go, "You need help." And then, but not like, "You need help, you're really drunk." Like, "You need help." Like, "You need help." Like, "You need to handle your alcohol more." And then I get up and I leave. Very shortly after midnight.
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. No. A guy did not projectile vomit in your face.
I know. A guy actually did projectile
No
vomit.
way!
It was really gross.
Oh my God.
But I was trying to think, who was it?
That's such a horrible note to end this podcast.
I know. I blacked him out, though. I really couldn't tell you who he was. So.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, fuck that guy.
I know.
And also,
I hope he has more of a tolerance now, or he's sober, because something was going on at that point.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
I'm
having
going to
me.
link all your music here, and I hope everyone listens to it because it's fucking badass, and you're
Thank
badass.
you.
And I hope we become friends and chat and talk.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.